Minnesota businesses and consumers are getting a temporary financial break. Late this afternoon, President Donald Trump announced tariffs on Mexico and Canada are on hold.
Still, even the threat of a trade war revealed just how much we rely on imports from those countries, especially our northern neighbor. Minnesota imports more than $14 billion worth of products from Canada every year. 64% of that is energy from crude oil, natural gas, and electricity. Here's Jonah Kaplan.
Minnesota's businesses and consumers buy a lot from Canada, both finished products and raw materials. Beth Richardson is Canada's Consul General in Minneapolis.
General Mills actually brings in quite a lot of oats from Canada to make Cheerios. So it brings in oats from Canada, mills them here in Minnesota and a few other upper Midwest states, puts them in a box of Cheerios, and then sells those back to Canadians.
And while cereal might get the day going, it's Canada's crude oil that helps keep Minnesota's economy going 24/7. Two refineries, including this one in St. Paul, make most of our gasoline, not to mention jet fuel, diesel, and other chemicals to make things like plastic.
So the U.S. imports about 60% of all the oil it imports from Canada. And Canadian oil is about 25% of all oil refined in the United States.
For Canadian energy, the tariffs on Canada would have been 10% versus 25% on everything else. Not nearly as high, but still enough to make a dent in our wallet. Senator Amy Klobuchar over the weekend warned gas prices could have spiked up to 50 cents a gallon.
So there's ways to do targeted tariffs, especially when it involves what things that China is doing. But when you use these across-the-board tariffs, it's going to be really scary for the people of Minnesota.
The tariff threat, though, instilling enough fear that it forced both sides to the negotiating table and bring some positive change.
Now, just now, our Prime Minister has announced a Canadian czar on combating fentanyl, which is a scourge in both of our countries. So what have we learned from this? Well, partnership can be turbulent, but it can also be productive.
Jonah Kaplan, WCCO News.
A 10% tariff on goods from China is still expected to take effect tomorrow.